You're listening to WIFO-FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country, 105.5 on your FM dial, 5 minutes after 8 o'clock here on this Friday morning, the 4th day of June. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by First Southern Bank, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn Associates Country Financial.
At Prime South Bank, we know the kind of banking we do matters. By helping farmers grow blueberries and peanuts, a stylist grow her customer base, or a restaurant owner his reputation, we're growing our community. We do this with the kind of flexible, accessible local lending that makes community banks America's favorite small business lender. Helping you grow your business means our community's progress never stops. Don't find a bank. Find your Prime at Prime South Bank, member FDIC.
Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings restaurant in Jessup is now open for business, practicing social distancing, but still serving that great food that Damon's is famous for. Come inside or come through the drive-thru, but Damon's is open inside and welcomes back its customers. The menu's the same, the service is fast, and the food is fantastic, and the sauces remain the same, mild, wild, insane, or inferno. The number is the same, 588-WING, 588-9464. Damon's Restaurant on West Cherry Street in Jessup, dining room now open for business. Come on in and enjoy a great meal today.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Country Financial is ranked number 1 in customer satisfaction for home insurance according to J.D. Power. Why am I sharing such big news instead of some mascot or movie star? Because at Country Financial, we don't invest in all that. We invest in our clients. Call me, Stephanie, at 912-588-1051 at Shauna Quinn's office to learn more about Country Financial's J.D. Power award-winning home insurance.
For J.D. Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, or Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO-FM, 105.5 FM, Big Dog Country Radio. Here we are on this Friday morning, the 4th day of June. And Bob is still on vacation. Should be back with us on Monday if everything goes as planned. But we do continue on with our guest here on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. We got Sharon Corson from the EMA of Wayne County. Is that correct? Did I get the initials correct there, Sharon?
Yes, it's EMA.
EMA.
Got it.
And that stands for?
Emergency Management Agency.
Okay, out here in Wayne
morning.
County. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
You
How
good?
about you?
Good.
Yeah.
And how's things down there at the EMA?
Not as busy as they're probably going to be shortly, but no, everything's good. We've had some stuff going on this summer, or already. I guess I call it summer once it starts getting warm. So
Yep.
May was pretty busy, but things are good.
When you don't have hurricanes or tornadoes, what keeps you busy with the EMA?
Well, last month we had fires, a couple of fires. So,
Okay.
we had a woods fire and had to shut down 341. So we assisted in that. There was a couple of drownings. We had 3 missing juveniles.
Oh, wow.
In that month. So we were out searching one night. We were searching till probably 2 in the morning for one of them. So we stay busy.
You stay busy. But what a lot of y'all do there, you're kind of like in a sense, like the police department or a sports team. Y'all do a lot of preparing in advance.
Exactly.
So you know what to do when you have an emergency. So probably, most of your time is spent preparing, so you will be doing things right when the emergency comes around. Is that correct?
We're actually in the middle of a hazardous mitigation plan, and I think our last meeting is next week on Tuesday. So that's where a lot of the community leaders come together with us, and we talk about things that are potential hazards.
Right.
So we set up a 5-year plan, and we have to renew that plan every 5 years. So
I remember
it's
getting
been a lot of
emails on
study.
that, yeah. So what do y'all discuss? What kind of hazards are we talking about, Sharon?
Well, I mean, obviously we have chemical hazards with some of the plants that we have here,
Right.
potential for that. We also have railways, and there could be a potential for, they
we had
carry
one-
all kinds of
we had one
chemical
fall over in Scriven a while back.
Exactly. So that kind of thing, but it's really a brainstorm session. So, like a pandemic, who thought we were going to have this stuff to deal with, in the
Right.
last year and a half or so? But those kind of things were brought out, and we set more things that we had never had in a plan before were brought out now because of the pandemic. So there were some great ideas and some great thinkers in our meetings. So looking
what
forward
do
to
you do
next
with all
week.
this information, Sharon?
Well, we have a planning company that comes in and writes the plan for us.
Okay.
So they facilitate the meeting. So she has kind of a list of things to ask, the questions to ask, and then she sits down and asks for ideas. We kind of have little brainstorm sessions, and then she takes all the information back and compiles it into reports,
Okay.
and then she submits it to the whole, the body that attends
Right.
the meetings, and then we kind of have say-so on it, tweak it a little here or there, and then she goes back and writes the formal plan for us.
Okay. So you get all
So-
organized and together, and then you implement that plan, or do you just keep it as a study? What do you do with those?
Well, it's kind of like it's our kind of like a standard operating procedure. So if XYZ happens, we have this set in
Right.
place
So it's
to
just
go
your SOP,
forward.
okay?
But it's a little more than that, because we can actually use it when FEMA funds are available. If we already have things in place, we can request it grants based on what we have in our hazard mitigation plan. We can use it to receive funding when something does happen.
Right.
And we have, of course, there's other plans. There's recovery plans. There's there's a whole list of
A whole
plans.
bunch of planning
but
going on
this
there.
one is potential hazards. So-
All right. Sharon Corson in the studio with us this morning from the Wayne County EMA. Talking about the EMA, of course, we're going to get to hurricanes, and the main thing we're talking about here, because on June 1st, the official hurricane season began. First of all, I love your tumbler, red
you.
with a big Georgia G on there.
That's right, all the way, Georgia.
Yeah, all the way. Now, do you have copies for me, or
I do.
You do. Okay, all right. So coming up, June 1st was the official first day of the hurricane season, and it goes when it ends in what? End of October, November, something
November.
like that? November is when it ends. And, we went many, many years without a hurricane coming through here. And we just sitting here pretty thinking, we're dipped in here. They go right past Florida and skip us and hit the Carolinas. We're just lucky as I don't know what. And then suddenly 2 years in a row there, hurricane said, we hadn't hit them in a while. Let's go through southeast Georgia. And we got whammed a couple of years in a row.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's fresh in everyone's mind, and hopefully they'll take it seriously when we start talking about hurricane preparedness.
And this year is a little bit above average, is what they're saying. They've predicted named storms to be 13 to 20, hurricanes 6 to 10, major hurricanes 3 to 5.
Okay.
So, I don't know. We're a little bit above normal.
Yeah, we had a lot last year. I mean, they even ran out of names, but we didn't really get any effect from any of those.
That's
A lot
right.
of
the Gulf got
whammed,
Yes.
Texas and Louisiana, a little bit of Mississippi, and, over toward Mexico. I mean, just got whammed all the time over there.
Yeah, I felt sorry for our. So when I went to Miami to the Hurricane Center that year, there were some issues. So 2 classes got combined. So some of my counterparts in Texas and Louisiana were in that class with us. So
Okay.
when Texas was getting hit last year, it was a little tug of the heart because I was worried about my
We're not
friends
buddies
over
out
there.
there, huh?
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Everybody all of them made it fine. So
Well, it's
we're
good to get
but-
those like that. The Hurricane Center is down there in Miami, and you get together with your cohorts like that from different states. You can share ideas and network,
Exactly.
and maybe come up with some things you hadn't even thought of before.
Right. It was a great experience. It's been a couple of years since I've been, but it was a wonderful experience. And they are you have a new respect when you meet these guys and realize all that they have to deal with.
Right.
They really are very talented.
Okay. So here we are. Everything's nice and quiet right now. No hurricanes coming our way. But what do we need to do now to prepare for when or if one comes our way?
So now is definitely time to prepare. I'm going to just go over a few things that I put on our website, on our Facebook page.
Okay.
The week before June 1st. So one of the things is you might want to get an insurance checkup. So if you do want to have flood insurance, there is a 30-day waiting period for that. So
you can't go down and run and get one when one's 3 days away.
Exactly.
You got to have at least a month in advance for a hurricane is projected to come your way.
That's right. So it's a good time to call your agent, just check on it, see if you need to go ahead and get that flood insurance plan set in place and find out what all you need to do for that.
Okay.
You need to set up strengthen your home. If you strengthen your home. Yeah. If you have, shutters that are just barely hanging on or things like that, that are going to be.
Hedges. Yep.
And, look around. There's things sitting outside. You might want to think about what's going to need to be moved if there are strong winds coming. Because even if we don't have hurricane force winds, strong winds can throw some things around your yard. We've seen that here.
We have thunderstorms that, throw some things around,
We have seen some trampolines in trees. So. And so you can make a checklist of disaster supplies. We've put one on our Facebook page, and I'll keep updating that as we go. But
what is your website?
On Facebook, it is Wayne County Emergency Management.
Okay, so your complete list there of things that you more than likely want to have around when you're preparing for hurricane.
And I encourage everybody to have a weather radio. That is the best thing you can do, is you really need to have a weather radio. I know everybody thinks about, my cell phone's going to tell me it's going to go off. And it is. And we do have HyperReach now. We're encouraging people to sign up for that.
Right.
Now more than ever, because we will be sending all that stuff out. But on the chance that we had a major hurricane, happening here, if cell phone towers go out, things like that, it's just good to know. Have that weather radio, because it's going to go off in the middle of the night. You're not going to not wake up to that thing. It's loud. Ours is in another office.
Weather will keep you updated and all that.
Exactly.
Okay?
So that's one of the good things, and then just simple things, batteries, flashlights. Make sure you have gas. We recommend $500 cash just in your little emergency fund if you can put that away and just have it. Because if you need to go, you
got to have that money. And also,
debit cards don't work. You're going to need cash.
Because you can't, if the power's down and they can't run credit cards or debit cards and stuff like that, so have at least $500 cash on you, and also prescriptions. People don't think about that, but if you got a hurricane coming in, stores, pharmacies might not be able to open up or whatever the case may be, and you want to make sure that you have at least a couple of weeks supply there of prescriptions.
Exactly. So, really the best thing to do is just complete a written plan. Just sit down one day and write down, this is what I would do. And because, when you're frantic, what am I forgetting? You're right. So if you have a written plan, like a little checklist, I need to bring this, and, have that written down somewhere and just stick it in your drawer, that where your important papers are and whatever. And just have that plan so you can grab it when it's time to get ready to go.
Yeah. And there are also portable crank or solar-powered USB chargers. And it'd be good to have those, especially the crank ones, because we got a storm coming through. We may not have the sun, but at least you can have that cranked or solar-powered USB to charge your cell phone if the power's off for several days.
Exactly.
I've been in situations where I've been in power without 3-4 days, and it gets kind of rough.
Yeah,
when her storms
and those
come
things
through.
are good. And everybody thinks I'll just plug it into my car, but if we have a gas problem,
plus it takes longer for a car to charge up your phone than it does. The charger.
That's right.
And make sure you have enough water, just in case the pump doesn't work or something like that.
Water and then non-perishable items to eat.
Yeah, have those canned foods and non-perishable things to have, and just in case the refrigerator and freezer has been out, go out for several days.
Yep, and we keep snacks at work during this time because there was, I guess it was probably maybe Matthew or Irma, I'm not sure, but we were there for 2 or 3 days in a row. So you
it says have a
snacks.
minimum of 1 week of food available in supplies.
Right.
Just act like that you're not going to be able to get anything for a week. When so have that ready to go if you have a hurricane coming our way.
And that shouldn't be overwhelming. Peanut butter crackers, that is a good staple to have. I always say, if you can have peanut butter crackers, you got some protein and,
we know people can really stock up because they empty the shelves when COVID hit.
Exactly. People
I'm not going to be able to buy toilet paper for a year.
I think people should still have plenty of toilet paper after that. So one thing that people might not think about is if you have a neighbor that they can't get out, they can't get to the store, help your neighbor. Maybe just ask, do you need anything? Do you need some supplies stocked up? Because there are a lot of elderly people or disabled people that might not be able to get out themselves. So it's a good time to just be kind and try to help them get their readiness.
Okay. And one thing it says, make sure if your hurricane's coming, you have proper plywood, steel, or aluminum panels to board up the windows and doors. But a lot of people don't think about their garage doors. And garage doors are, some of them can be wide and maybe, they're a little flimsy because they have to be able to curl up to the ceiling there. And so you got to have ways to make sure that they're fastened down when a hurricane comes through, or they'll just rip that thing all up.
That's true.
So it will mess up the garage door. If your car's inside, it'll mess up your car. So make sure you batten that down when it comes to your garage doors if a hurricane's coming our way.
Very good point.
Yeah, it's on your sheet right here.
Well, and don't ask me how to do that. Because
I don't either.
That's out of my.
That's your local hardware store. Ask them.
That's right. Murphy's or Ace.
They'll tell you how to.
I'm sure they can tell you how to handle it.
Okay.
I've got the names. If anybody, in case everybody wants to know of the hurricane season.
Oh, the hurricane season coming up. What are our names?
I know. Let's see who's going to win.
Tell us, Sharon.
Anna, Bill, Claudette, Danny, Elsa, Fred, Grace, Henry, Ida, Julian, Kate, Larry, Mindy, Nicholas, Odette, Peter, Rose, Sam, Teresa, Victor, and Wanda.
Good simple names there. Yeah,
I know. That's what I thought. Usually there's
simple names there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get some in there, like, where did they come up with that one?
I love it when there's never a Sharon.
Yeah. You've got a special eye on that Sharon hurricane when it comes through. Let me tell you, it could be dangerous now. Could be dangerous. And just have an evacuation plan for you and your family. I know something we don't think about. And we're humans. We don't think about much of the disasters coming up. Maybe 2 months, 3 months, 4 months down the line.
Right.
We may keep an eye on a hurricane once it starts coming up through the Bahamas, and then we may get a little bit serious. But just have things on hand.
And always, look to our page, our Facebook page. We update constantly. When there is a storm coming, we get constant updates from our area. Goes to National Weather Service in Jacksonville, and they update us constantly on what the situation is.
Right.
We have meetings twice a day usually, and so we're always and then they have updates in between too. Right. So we're always updating things, and we do have HyperReach. So go to our Facebook page, look at the link, and sign up for HyperReach, because that's a notification system, and it does work. I get calls. You can get calls, text, or email, and you choose how to do it. So sign up for HyperReach and get these alerts.
With the Wayne County EMA, just do that to their Facebook page there. I think, like what it says right here, we was talking about the supplies. Know where you go right out of the storm and get your supplies now. You don't want to be standing in long line where a hurricane watch is issued. Those supplies you need will probably be sold out by the time you reach the front line. I mean, how many times did that happen in hurricanes and last year at COVID?
Exactly.
Being prepared now will mean the difference between your being a hurricane victim and a hurricane survivor. So just make plans,
I know people here, don't think it's going to happen here, but we know that it has now. So
we didn't think it was going to happen. It didn't happen for, 20, 30 years, something like that? We had about 30 years, and then suddenly, bam, bam.
When you think about how close we are to the coast, it's a very big reality. So hopefully we won't have anything like that this year. We always hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Okay.
So I guess that's our motto.
It talks about, making plans on where you'll go in case the county says, all right, mandatory evacuation. We saw that down in the counties along the coast there on the last hurricanes. Right. They had to evacuate. You make plans now in terms of, where will we go if we have to go 100 miles inland?
And I will say DOT has done a great job. We had an issue before where when you're on Cherry Street coming from McDonald's, there's an area there that turns. So both lanes couldn't turn to Pine Street. Mm-hmm. And now DOT has kind of made that lane to where it can be changed into another turn lane. So we'll have a double turn lane there. So it won't bottleneck like it did before.
Right. And you did mention, about helping your neighbor. Sometimes people have neighbors that might be disabled or elderly or something like that. And you might want to check on them because they might not have family in town.
Right.
and when that happens.
And especially if power goes out, and they may not have a way to communicate if
That's
they
true.
only have landlines. So,
all right, and make plans to to protect your home and your property and the things around your house. Make sure they're down and under somewhere, and not going to be flying all around everywhere because during a hurricane, it's amazing the things that you see that was on that side of town are now on this side of town.
Exactly. And we saw a lot. Tornadoes, hurricanes, they don't play.
No, they don't. No, they don't. We had that strong wind a couple of months ago that came through here that threw some things around. Not too bad, but a little bit a couple of months ago.
Yeah. Definitely, Odom. The Odom tornado was a very big eye-opener for me because the things that we saw there, it's just... And it just happens so fast. I mean, you just don't know. So
yeah, those tornadoes can come down and hit real quick and then go back up. I mean, many of them are just not any. It's not like you say, well, there it is, 4 miles down the road. Let's get out of the way. Sometimes they just hit and boom, they're gone. And
right.
So you got to be prepared.
That's honestly the big thing about the alert system. It's great for hurricanes also, but you're going to be watching the news, hearing things on the radio, you know. But with a tornado, it happens so quick, and that will. You will get alerted on that hyperreach system. So as many as we've had in the last year or two, it's really a great idea to get signed up for that.
Okay. So once again, the EMA web Facebook page here for Wayne County is?
Wayne County Emergency Management.
Wayne County Emergency Management. That's the Facebook page. Go to it. Check out all the stuff we've been talking about, plus some other information on there to help you and your family be prepared for hurricanes if they happen to come through here this hurricane season that began on June 1st and goes through all the way into November, right?
That's right.
Okay. And interesting names there on the hurricanes. That's something else. I'm glad they're nice, simple names this year.
That's right. I'm not sure if we posted the names yet, but I'll make sure we do.
Okay. And our first one once again is?
The first one is Anna.
Anna. So,
and then Bill. I think Anna has already been taken.
Already gone. Yeah, Anna took before.
So Bill's next.
Bill's next.
There we
go. Bill's next. All right. Anything else going on with the Wayne County EMA that we need to know about, Sharon?
No,
not really. That's pretty much it down there.
And we're hoping things stay a little calm this month.
Okay. It was interesting, I guess, about a couple of years ago, I had a chance to go inside y'all's command center, as I call it. And, you have all the tables set up there, and everything's nice and safe in there because you're on the, in a building that's hurricane almost proof. And you're tied in with the NOAA weather down in Jacksonville, and they keep you updated on the latest information. And then y'all keep us updated on the latest information from the EMA so we can broadcast it to our listeners, too.
Well,
we appreciate that.
We just got approved for being a storm-ready community once again. That's something that you have to renew. And I think it was every 4 years you had to do a full application, and we passed with flying colors to be a storm-ready community.
And what does that mean?
There's just a lot of things that we have to check off that we have available. Our radio systems are... having certain things set up in the office, the preparedness is really what it's about.
Does it do anything for the average Joe Blow, Susie Smith out there, or anything like that? Or it just, I didn't know if it meant better insurance rates or anything like that if we were a prepared community or anything?
There are things that it helps us be eligible for, yes.
Okay, and possibly even some grants.
Exactly.
All right, Sharon, we appreciate you coming in. I didn't get a hold of you until late yesterday afternoon. We appreciate the last minute coming in and talking about the hurricane preparedness. It's always very important, and I know it's fresh in a lot of folks' minds with those two hurricanes that came through a few years ago, and so now we take them a little bit seriously than we did before that.
That's right. That was my starting date. Hurricane Matthew, I volunteered to help, and that's what got me here.
That's what got you there. Well, Sharon, we appreciate you coming in this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right. You've been listening to the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, brought to you by First Southern Bank, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, Murphy Builder Supply, and Quinn Associates Country Financial.